Right, so to begin with, apologies for the quality of this video. I had to cut it so much because I had left the autofocus on the iPhone camera. I did this because I didn't really think I was going to be able to use this actually. This was a practice for me. I thought I'll have a run through and then redo it for you, but it was working out okay in the end, so I decided that I would try and leave it. But as I say, it's not the best. It's not the best video I've ever made. So I'm having to do a voiceover because I didn't speak the whole way through it because I didn't think you were ever going to see it. Yeah, so the first colour that I used was BE8 mid-cream type colour. Now, I realised as I was putting it on, this is too light, but I didn't really know what I was doing with the pastel sticks, to be honest. I've only ever used them for backgrounds, really, mainly. Hardly used them at all. And these unison colours are so strong. The pigment is incredible, beautiful, beautiful pastels. I love them. But because it's so strong, it just, you can't move it across. You can't move it across the paper. So I was finding that I was having to rub it in quite hard. The other thing at this point, I'm thinking, oh, I should have got the putty rubber out and, you know, taken off those trace down lines off a bit because they were showing through. And I realised that I was going to have to put a lot more pastel on and cover up those trace down lines that I wouldn't needed probably to go that way if I'd just taken them off. So, as I say, this was just a practice really, and I just thought, oh well, I'll just have a go and see what happens. So that's it really. I've just kind of putting little bits and pieces on and being quite sheepish about it really at first. And as I used the colours, I realised that I was going to have to be a bit more brave with it. And just put them on a bit more, a very light touch. I mean, I don't mean to put them on stronger with a stronger touch because they're so intense. You only need the lightest touch. And they're going to last for ages, these pastels, I think, because you need so little of them. So yeah, just kind of a bit sheepish really. And you can see as I go through, I get more and more confident. And even here, I'm thinking, oh, should I put the pink on with the pastel on its side and get a bit more coverage over? Which you can see, you do actually. And if that had been a smaller bit of pastel, I could have done that. But because they're all brand new, I think the only one I did break off was the first colour, just so that I could get some little feathery, kind of hairy bits. But you'd only do that at the end. You know, really, those lightest bits, that they should have been put on right at the end, I realise. So this pinky colour is like the pink fleshy colour, and it's A20. And actually it's a very good colour. It would have been a better colour to actually put on first. Not the best colour, but I'll go into that when we get to it. See, I'm rubbing it quite hard. And you can see it just doesn't move around. It doesn't move around on the paper. I'd be most interested to try this pastel out on other papers, especially the velour paper, because I know a lot of people do use soft pastels on velour for animals because it gives a lovely soft look. I've only tried velour once, and that was with pastel pencils, and I hated it. It wasn't successful at all. And one of the things I didn't like about PASTELMAT when I first used it, which was a surprise to me because everyone raves about it, was that you can't move the pastel around on it. And then I realised quite quickly it was a good thing. It was actually quite a good thing. you know, the pastel stays put where you put it, which is very useful. Once you know what it can do and then you can work with that, that's the answer, I think. That's the way to do it. So now this colour, it's kind of mustardy colour, is called, where is it? It's Y1. But it's kind of a very deep mustard. And that would have been the best colour to put on first, really. Even under the very, very lightest bits of her hair, that would have been a good base colour. It would have been a good base colour for the rusty colour she's got in her hair. And I could have put it on the side, I could have put the pastel on its side, spread it right across and put on a thin coat, especially if I didn't have those trace down lines so prominent. That would have been the best way to go, definitely. So as you can see, I'm using quite a bit of this colour. And you'll be able to see at this point there's a slight line at the top of her head that goes a little bit above. That was my kind of, it was my first go at the tracing it on, and then I realised that actually, yes, I'll use this bit of paper and I'll try and use this for practice. So I didn't really worry about that too much. I just thought, well, okay, I'll start again, use it for practice. And of course, on PastelMat, you can't get those lines off. With the trace down paper, it's not such an issue. It's not a big heavy line or anything. But of course you could have gone over that with pastel easily. But I wanted to leave this background colour in. I chose the paper colour, especially, as you know, for her hair colour, and I really wanted to use the paper colour for the background, so I just left it, and I don't think it looks too bad. This bit I left, although it's gone blurry, you see where the camera goes out of focus, it's concentrating on my jumper here that I've got on. It's making that look fantastic, and it blurs the background, you see. It's focusing on what's nearest the camera. And so what I usually do is I usually fix the focus on the picture. But I was busy thinking about other things and the colours and what it was going to be like, and was the trace down line going to be all right, all that kind of thing. And I thought, well, you'll never see this. It doesn't really matter. I didn't even think about doing the focusing properly. So that's why it's like this. So yes, as you can see, I wanted to leave that bit particularly because it was an important bit for you to see. So I left it. Now this third colour is the deep rust colour, which is, what's it called? RE18. Fantastic colour. But of course, this is her colour that goes on over the other colours, really, apart from her ears. I think her left ear is a lot darker than her right ear by the looks of it. Hard to say, don't know. Her ears are in a totally different position, aren't they? So yeah, with her ear, what I did, I'll go through this because I had to take it off because it was so appalling, all the blurriness. I put the black on first, on the first video, on the second video, sorry, and just rubbed it right in hard, and then I've put the rust on top. And, again, I had to miss her right eye because it was so blurry, but I've gone with showing you the other eye, which is also a bit blurry, but I thought, well, it's just kind of the way I tackled the first eye, and this eye wasn't so bad, so I've just left it so you can see what I've done with it, really. This is the first time I've done a voiceover, so I hope I'm not holding the phone too close. If it's terrible, I'll redo it. But I actually quite like talking while I'm drawing. You know, it just kind of suits me, I don't know. But I know a lot of people do voiceovers, and in these circumstances, I really felt I had to do something. I couldn't just let you watch the video with nothing and see it coming and going at places blurry. I wanted to explain, really. It won't happen again, promise. I've actually pinned a note up on the board to say, focus the camera now, before I start, so hopefully that'll be better. Yeah, so this bit here, that black line there coming out, is one of the hairs coming from his ear, actually. And it's at the wrong angle, but it's not that vital, so don't worry too much about that. And so we're kind of coming to the end of this video really now. There's so little left of it. It was going to be a half hour, or over half an hour actually. Anyway, you've got the important bits. I'll get better honest. So, yeah, so right at the very end here, we're back to the original first colour, which is BE8, the very palest colour. One of the most pale creamy colours anyway. There's some lovely pale greys in this set, which I do use as well in the next video. Yeah, they're a joy to use. And as you can see, I've got a bit more confident with it now. I kind of get a feel for what they can do and what they can't do a bit better now. I think I'm going to love using these pastels very much. Okay, I think we're coming to the end now. So, see you in the next video. Hope that's a better one. What are you going to do? I'm doing my best. Yeah, I was pleased with the ending of this one actually. I was pleased with the way it looked. So ended on a good note on this video. I was pleased. It's always good to end a picture like that for the day, on a good note.